Welcome to the Christ in Us channel, where we explore the most fascinating stories of the Bible and share how these stories connect with our faith today. In today's video, we dive into the intriguing story of Moses' wife, an enigmatic figure whose life brings powerful lessons about faith, sacrifice, and obedience. Known for her decisive act that saved Moses' life, Zipporah is a character who deserves a closer look. We'll discuss who she was, her key role in Moses' journey, and how her story intertwines with the central themes of redemption and the covenant between God and his people. Zipporah is recognized as the daughter of Jethro and, in a sense, the unnamed wife, and one of the 7 daughters of a priest of Midian, as well as Moses' first wife, according to some narratives. Zipporah's story is fascinating, especially when considering how enigmatic Moses' family is in the Bible. The Bible places great emphasis on Moses, the leader of the people of Israel, but leaves many details about his family and familial ties shrouded in mystery. Let's delve into Zipporah, the woman who played a crucial role in the life of this important leader. Far from being an obstacle in her husband's path, Zipporah actually strengthened the bond between Moses and her father, Jethro, contributing significantly to Moses' spiritual journey. It was Zipporah who saved Moses from mortal danger, thereby ensuring the continuation of his mission. She highlighted the importance of the covenant between God and the people of Israel as an essential element for redemption. Moreover, Zipporah showed great courage and willingness to make personal sacrifices, separating from her husband so that he could meet with God and carry forward his mission. The Bible tells much more than just the story of Moses and his great mission. It also brings to light various other figures who play an important role in the liberation of the people of Israel. For instance, the midwives who, defying Pharaoh's orders to kill Hebrew newborns, chose not to obey and saved many lives. Moses' mother, a daughter of the tribe of Levi whose name is not mentioned, and his sister Miriam, along with Pharaoh's daughter, who, contrary to what her father ordered, saved Moses from death, gave him his name, and raised him as her own son. It's fascinating to realize that the central figures in the story of Moses' birth and rescue are all women, with Zipporah, Moses' wife, standing out among them. Zipporah is introduced in the narrative when she marries Moses, a significant moment specifically mentioned when Moses decides to live with the man who offered him his daughter in marriage, as described in Exodus 2:21. This leads us to reflect on Moses' reasons for marrying a woman from Midian and how this marriage influenced the course of the liberation of the people of Israel. When Moses married Zipporah, it seems there was a pause in the foreseen events. After his marriage to the daughter of a Midianite, Moses spent 60 years living with his father-in-law, showing little interest in the welfare of his people. However, later texts clarify that God did not consider this marriage a mistake. Evidence of this is God's choice of Moses to lead the people of Israel out of Egypt, as narrated in the 4th chapter of the book of Exodus, where a remarkable story unfolds during Moses' journey from Midian to Egypt. During a stop along the way, God appears with the intent to take Moses' life, but Zipporah decisively performs the circumcision of her son with a flint knife and touches Moses' feet with the foreskin, proclaiming that he was a bridegroom of blood to her, which appeases God's wrath. Exodus 4:24-26. This direct intervention was crucial for the continuation of Israel's liberation plan. This heroic act of Zipporah is the only action of hers detailed in the Bible. However, her name is mentioned on 2 other significant occasions. First, when her father Jethro visits Moses in the wilderness and brings Zipporah and her sons back after a separation. On another occasion, Zipporah's union with Moses is discussed by Miriam and Aaron, who question Moses' choice for having married a Cushite woman, raising doubts about the exclusive communication of God with Moses, Numbers 12:1-2. The narrative about the Cushite woman in the Bible generates curiosity and debate. Is she really Zipporah or a second wife of Moses? This leads us to wonder why Moses would have married again, and why there is so little information about this second wife. For those looking to delve deeper into the story of Moses' Cushite wife, there are videos and resources that explore this intriguing part of his life. Now, Let's take a quick look at the beginning of Moses' story and how his relationship with Zipporah began. Moses' arrival in Midian is a well-known episode. Fleeing from Pharaoh's wrath, who wanted to kill him after discovering Moses had killed an Egyptian who was mistreating a Hebrew, Moses finds refuge in Midian. There, near a well, he meets the daughters of Jethro, a priest of Midian, as they were trying to draw water for their father's flock. When some shepherds tried to drive away Jethro's daughters, Moses did not hesitate to defend them and help them water the flock. Exodus 2:15-17. Interestingly, Moses did not immediately pursue Zipporah or her sisters following this act. It was Jethro himself, grateful for Moses' assistance, who invited him into his home. It was only after this invitation that Moses had the opportunity to meet Zipporah, marking the beginning of a significant connection between them. Moses agreed to settle down with the man who offered him his daughter Zipporah in marriage, as described in Exodus 2:21. After being tasked with leading the Israelites out of Egypt, he left Jethro's house, taking Zipporah and their sons with him. During a stop on the journey, an extraordinary event occurred. God approached Moses with the intention of taking his life. However, Zipporah acted swiftly, performing the circumcision of her son with a sharp stone and touching Moses' feet, with the foreskin declaring him a bridegroom of blood to her. This act made God relent from his intent, Exodus 4:24-26. This critical moment generates discussion among scholars about why God chose such a time to act, just as Moses was about to embark on his important mission. This account is unique, standing out as one of the rare times the Bible mentions a direct encounter between God and a person. Generally, divine communications are made through messages or angels, but this physical encounter with God highlights the importance and seriousness of Moses' prophetic mission. To be up to the task, Moses needed exceptional preparation, where even the smallest failure was not tolerable, potentially having fatal consequences. Zipporah realized the severity of the situation and understood the need to fully align with the spiritual demands of that moment. She recognized that her husband's mission included an unprecedented encounter with God and that any imperfection, such as her son's lack of circumcision, put Moses in danger. By resolving this issue, Zipporah not only saved Moses' life, but also ensured the continuation of his divine mission. Zipporah, coming from a distinct culture, deeply understood the sacred connection between God and Israel, marked by the practice of circumcision. She performed this rite herself, thereby strengthening the special bond between her people and God and demonstrating her own faith, distinct from the traditions of Midian. Zipporah's story in the Bible pauses here, and we only discover in chapter 18 that she was no longer with Moses. It's possible that Moses decided to leave Zipporah and their children while focusing on his divine mission, perhaps hoping their situation would improve before returning to Midian. Or maybe Zipporah understood that Moses' responsibilities as a spiritual leader did not allow for a conventional family life, choosing instead to step away so he could proceed with his mission unimpeded. Either way, Moses continued on his path without his family nearby. Later on, Miriam expressed disapproval of Moses and Zipporah's separation, arguing that being a prophet should not imply abandoning a spouse. She may not have understood the exceptional nature of Moses' calling, which set him apart from other prophets. Jethro's daughter, Zipporah, seemed to comprehend and accept the uniqueness of Moses' mission, choosing to distance herself so he could continue his spiritual journey. Thank you for joining us on this exploration at Christ in Us. If you found this video enlightening and inspiring, please consider subscribing to our channel for more content that delves into the rich tapestry of biblical stories and their relevance to our lives today. Don't forget to share this video with friends and family who might also appreciate these insights into faith, sacrifice, and the power of individual action within a divine framework. Your support helps us bring more of these stories to light, encouraging a deeper understanding and connection with our faith.